Hi, second grade. We are going over lesson 9-8, compare numbers using place value. So I bet some of you guys have maybe seen these before, the greater than, less than, and equal to signs, but we are going to dig deeper with these using place value. So I just took this from the book just to briefly talk about greater than, less than, and equal, and then I have a couple problems for us to do together. So it says to compare numbers, start with the digit that has the greatest place value. So the digit that has the greatest place value is going to be the hundreds. If there's 1,000 in this problem, then that one would be the greatest. But in this problem, we have compare 325 and 225. So we are going to compare the hundreds first. We're going to look, okay, so this number has a 3 in 325. And this one has a 2 in 225. So you think to yourself, what is greater? Is 300 greater than 200, or is 200 greater than 300? So you know that 300 is greater than 200, so then you know 325 is greater than 225. And to show the greater than sign, it's kind of like a little arrow. And I always have been taught that the crocodile always eats, so if you put a little eyeball right here, the crocodile always, the eye will be over here, the crocodile always eats the bigger number. So the bigger number in this situation is 325, so the crocodile is eating the bigger number. Let's look at another one. We have 736 and 756. So the first thing that we're supposed to do is look at the hundreds place, the greatest digit, or the greatest place value. They both have sevens. So that means we're going to have to go next to our tens to see what is greater, because we're seeing right now that 7 and 7 are the same value. So let's go to our next one. We have a 3 in the tens place and a 5 in the tens place. So 3 or 30 is less than 50, or that 5 right there. So the less than sign would go this way. So it would go this way. So again, if you thought about it as eating the bigger number in this situation is 756. And it is eating that bigger number. But you say it like 736 is less than 756. So that means 756 is the bigger number in this situation. And last but not least, our next one is 897 and 897. So first you want to look at the greatest place value, and that's the hundreds. Okay, we have an 8 and an 8, or 800. Okay, those are the same place values. Let's look at the tens. We have a 9 and a 9 in the tens place, or 90. Okay, that has the same value. Let's look at the ones. We have a 7 and a 7. And the hundreds, the tens, and the ones all equal each other. They all have the same value. So we would write the equal sign. So 897 is equal to 897. So those are three things that we are going to be learning. We have the greater than sign, the less than sign, and the equal sign. And I have three problems for us to do. So our first one is 462 and 279. So we are going to start in our hundreds place because it has the biggest value. So we have a 4 and a 2. So 400 is greater than 200, right? Because 400 has a bigger value than 200. And do you see how I put that greater than sign? The little monster is eating, or the crocodile is eating, that bigger number. So if you know 400 is greater than 200, then you know 462, so our whole number, 462, is greater than 279. So all we had to do on that one was look in the hundreds place, and we didn't have to go to our tens place because we had 4 was greater than 2 in that situation. All right, let's go ahead and go to our next one. So we have 659 and then 647. So first we're going to look in our place value for the hundreds place. We have a 6 and a 6, or 600. So those have the same value, so we're going to have to go to the tens place next. We have a 5 and a 4. And 5, or 50, is greater than 40. Or you could say 40 is less than 50. So in this situation, we know that this number on top, 659, is greater than 647 because that 5 right here in the tens place is greater than that 4 in this number, so that we know that 650, I'm going to change it around though. We're going to do 647 is less than, so it has less value. So I'm going to put, I always do too, that little point right here. I always say this point is always facing the smaller number. That's just another little hack if you need help with this greater than or less than. So 647 is less than 659. All right, I have one more problem for you guys. We have 985 and 985. So let's look in our place values, our hundreds first with the biggest or the greatest value. We have a 9 and a 9. So 900 and 900 have the same value. So we're going to go to our tens place. We have an 8 and an 8, or 80. So we know they have the same value. So let's go ahead and go to the ones place. We have a 5 and a 5. So those also have the same value. So we know that 985 is equal to 985 because both of these numbers have the same value. All right. So just remember a couple of the hacks. We have an equal sign, a greater than and less than sign. And you can always pause the video in the beginning too when I talk about the different signs to be able to help them and memorize them. All right, I hope that helped you guys. See you later. Bye.